Hi, this is a brief video about smoking, stopping smoking with hypnotherapy. First question really is, why hypnotherapy? Well, hypnotherapy is deemed to be one of, if not the most successful method for working with smoking. And these days that also includes vaping. But I'll refer to both as smoking here in this video. Most people start smoking when they're very young. Majority of people do start smoking when they're very young, and it usually comes about because they're looking to fit in, they're looking to belong, they're looking to be accepted by their peer group. That's much more the case now than it many years ago when it used to be, because many years ago, everybody in films and advertising and everything, it was built up as something that was very desirable to do, very attractive to do. Millions and millions of pounds were spent on advertising to big it up and build it up as something that was very charismatic to do. However, that's not the case now. So many people who start smoking will do so in, it sounds strange, but in order to fit in, belong, or be accepted. Many people start smoking between the age of 10 and 20. It may be that there's been a particular change in their life. Very often they've moved schools, they've started work in a particular area, they've got a new partner, and they want to be the same as that person, share that person's life and habits and behaviors. There can be a number of reasons. I'm going to paint a scenario for you. I'm not saying exactly how it happens, but it's very likely that it might describe the way that you started smoking. A person is sitting around amongst a group of friends who smoke, but at this point in time, no one's smoking, and everyone's talking about the gossip: who's going out with who's going, where people are going on holiday, who's winning the football, what was on TV last night, or other common interests. Or again, what you're going to maybe doing at the weekend. All of a sudden, somebody in the groups starts smoking, and it's like a ripple through the group. Everybody that's a smoker in that group is reminded they're a smoker, and will either take their own paraphernalia out or and start smoking, and maybe hand them out, or maybe take one from somebody else. The moment that group is smoking, if you're not a smoker, you are outside the group. It's almost like they've turned away from you, and actually there is a physical, almost sometimes turning away from somebody who's not actually doing the same thing that you are. And so you feel like you don't fit in, you feel like you don't belong, you feel like you're not accepted. And whilst you may not know quite what's going on consciously, it will feel very uncomfortable. And perhaps at some point, somebody offers you a cigarette, a smoke. The moment you put that cigarette in your mouth, even if you cough your lungs up and everybody laughs at you, they've now turned back towards you. You're part of that group. You feel like you fit in, you feel like you belong, you feel accepted. And once again, everything's right with the world. And once you've done that a few times, it starts to become a routine. It starts to become a habit and becomes associated with those social scenes, being able to fit in, being able to belong, being accepted. Again, many times in situations like this, about looking older, looking more mature. Sometimes it, again, because at that time in your life, when you're between the age of 10 and 20, you're bulletproof. You're not worried about health. That's something that happens to old people, in their 30s, because that's how we tend to think in our 10, between 10 and 20. Anybody older than 20 is, over the hill. It's just how things are. However, most of the people I see, perhaps they're starting a family. Maybe they want to start a family and they don't want to be a smoker while carrying a child. they maybe have reached a point in their life where they thought they would have stopped by then. This is something I often hear. Well, I'm 40. I never thought or 50. I never thought I would still be smoking at this age. I thought I would have stopped by now. Almost like they promised themselves, as long as they stop before 40 or 50, then they're going to be safe. They're going to be okay. Um, and so they realize that they can't stop, that they haven't been able to stop, and it's sort of brought home to them. And so that's where hypnotherapy comes in and the approach I take. Hypnotherapy works at the unconscious level where the habit of smoking exists. Smoking is one of the most straightforward things to deal with that I work with, because very often it is a habit that doesn't have any other emotional connotations. What I mean by that, there's no deep rooted, very often, emotional issues. There are emotional issues, but not deep rooted ones very often with smoking. And the preponderance, sheer level of motivation for stopping, whether it be health, 50%, more than 50% of people that smoke die prematurely. That's not even open to debate anymore. It's basically a fact of life. People are very much aware of that these days. That's why you can get insurance for much less if you're a non-smoker. It's one of the first questions they ask. And, there's a reason for that. People who smoke tend to die early. It's a fact. So there's the health factor, being able to breathe, circulation, health, mental clarity, lack of anxiety. Strangely enough, smoking actually creates anxiety. It creates an adrenal response, a fight flight mechanism. So when someone's lighting up and they have that rush to the head, that's what's going on. It's an adrenal response. You just switched on your fight flight response. So you're going to be very much more stressed. If you've ever seen any chain smokers, you'll know what I mean. So very often, when I'm seeing people for smoking, it's a very straightforward issue to deal with. And it just takes one session usually. It's something I've been working with throughout my 30 years, over 30 years in practice now. So you might say I've helped a lot of people stop smoking very successfully. If you're interested in hearing more on whether my approach is right for you, because I don't actually take everybody on. When I do a telephone consultation, I ask a few questions because I want to make sure that when you come to see me, you're going to get what you came for. And so it's important to me that you're in the right mindset for getting the most out of the work that I do, that we're going to be doing together, because it is something we work together on. And so the telephone consultation gives you the opportunity to chat with me, find out how I work. I explain to you how I work, but I also get to know you and whether it's the right time for you to stop. And if that sounds like something that'd be useful for you, don't hesitate to contact me. Telephone number's here. And if you want more information, you can visit my website at phhypnosis.com. Again, when you're ready, if you'd like to contact me without obligation, give me a call, drop me an email, and I'll be happy to talk to you. I look forward to hearing from you. But whatever you decide, I wish you all the best. I hope this video has been useful for you.